Yo. What is going on? So I just saw this. So I had to reply to it on stream. Name a video game that you enjoyed despite being mostly disliked by other. Okay, I guess it doesn't really apply because it wasn't mostly disliked. It was genuinely widespread hated. But I've been seeing a lot of these too. This is kind of sick. I think these would be even cooler. Even though I'm not a big Tekken guy, I think Tekken, if they started doing stuff like this with Tekken, would be even cooler. Because these guys are limited to a 2D plane, so. Where's the other thing? Let's see. This. Saw this earlier today. This is genuinely concerning.
Deal with the ongoing genocide of MMIW G2SLGBTQIA+. This is abhorrent. Deal with the...
I'm not going to lie. She should get a record deal because she was spitting. But, so I had to look that up. The acronym MMIWG2SLGBTQQIA+, recently used by a Canadian politician. Member of the New Democratic Party, recently spoke about Canada's budget cuts and condemned the budget for cutting $7 billion from Indigenous services like Canada. No money had been provided for the ongoing genocide of MMI, the alphabet people. Is an acronym primarily used in Canada. Its purpose is to name and acknowledge a broad group of people affected by systemic violence, especially within Indigenous communities. The acronym stands for Missing and Murdered. Hold on. I'm going to have to take a deep breath for this one. Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women, Girls, and Two-Spirit, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning, intersex, and asexual people. Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women, Girls, and Two-Spirit, a term that is used by some First Nations to describe people who embody both masculine and feminine spirits. I am just one more time. Missing, I need to understand this. Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women, Girls, and Two-Spirit. Is it Is it two spirit? Okay, so is it missing and murdered indigenous women, comma, girls, comma, and two spirit? Is it comma after two spirit? So is it two spirit lesbians? Okay, so missing and murdered indigenous women, girls, and two spirit. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning, intersex, and asexual people. You 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 couldn't have come up with a better. I don't know if I'd go with this as your reference point. Uh Missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls are a significant and well-documented issue in Canada. The full acronym has been used for years in government advocacy and community contexts to emphasize intersectionality. It is intentionally lengthy in order to name. It is intentionally lengthy in order to name everyone who has historically been left out of national conversations about violence, justice, and safety. Missing and so missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, and two spirit, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transsexual, queer, questioning, intersex, asexual, plus. Um, the government has said the reductions are part of a wider effort to rein in federal spending and manage long-term deficits while continuing to fund programs it says are legally or constitutionally required, including clean water and core services for Indigenous communities. Of the new Democratic Party, a left wing party described as Democratic Socialist. The clip has quickly gone viral online. Though Gazan was speaking about a very serious topic, the usage of the acronym has prompted criticism and derision on the internet, particularly from conservative voices, with the likes of Elon Musk weighing in. Seriously, would have been an implausibly comedy routine even from circa 2010. I think they're just adding letters to mess with us. I am begging y'all to stop adding letters. This is absolutely ridiculous. Are you really not aware of how silly this sounds? Every time someone says woke is dead, Canada has vowed to add one character to the oppression alphabet. The oppression alphabet. The acronym just seems to be getting longer and longer every year in Canada. I hate to be that guy because I love Leah, but this is why the NDP has 6 seats. I don't know if I can continue. Okay, it's over. The article's over. Uh, so when I saw this earlier today, this is why this is. I think we definitely do have an issue of things going too far right. But this is what happens when things go too far left. Let me see if I can find that. What were they called? They had some committee hearing. Uh, Identity cards. No, not like identity. Uh, what is it I'm trying to think of here? basically, I don't think I'm going to be able to find it, but basically, they had I guess their version of like a Congress hearing, and people that were going to go speak had to have their own identity preference card or identity was like well, not white supremacy, trying to think of related words so I can try to think of the word I'm trying to think of. uh Basically, if you're one of these, then you have more priority. Identity priority. Hold on. Canada identity priority cards. Equity cards. Maybe that's it. The use of equity cards at the NDP leadership convention in Canada has sparked. These cards are color coded identifiers that signal certain social categories such as gender, race, disability, indigenous status to grant speaking priority during policy debates. The system was introduced to amplify the voices of historically marginal. The system was introduced to amplify the voices of historically marginalized groups, but has instead become a source of conflict and division among delegates. The controversy highlights the complexities and contradictions of identity politics, as well as the potential for equity cards to create an entitlement that clashes with other claims to speak first. So essentially, if you were I'm imagining that the straight white male identity equity card, if you have that card, you speak last. So essentially, if you're like a trans, if you're one of these letters, you get to speak first, or another marginalized group, I guess. I Where is that? It is intentionally lengthy in order to name everyone who has historically been left out of national conversations. If it's intentionally if its goal is to name everyone who has historically been left out of national conversations, couldn't you just get rid of all this and just say MP for marginalized people?
Deal with the ongoing genocide of
Of MP.
MIW G2SLGBTQIA+. This is
Wait. Hold on. I need to do this grandpa style because this is how I count syllables. So MMIWG2SLGBTQQIA plus. 18 syllables. And literally, if you just say marginalized, is that marginalized? Marginalized people, six syllables, 6 or 7 syllables. I just I don't think this is the move. And the more and more I'm seeing about Canada, the more. Wait, did Elon changed his profile picture to him smoking weed on the Joe Rogan podcast? Let's see if anything new got posted here. It's like existing characters. Yeah, this is crazy. I am not going to, when I get to FF7, I'm not going to be using this because I haven't even like started it up yet. But I think when we get back to it, because obviously I'm not going to be doing a 100-hour stream beating this all in one go, but I think for the next revisit, I'm going to be downloading this because some of these from what I've seen, it looks like the character mod, like the in-game character models, can just be improved, along with some other things. I think new threat is I need to look more into what new threat is because I don't want to be playing the game randomized. I want it to be the actual OG experience, but also updated stuff. Okay. I need to check this out because I'm actually super excited for this.
I found something in the store.
Yeah, I do think it's pretty crazy that this whole thing started from just some random side indie film project and it's grown to multiple games on Steam, multiple like fan fictions of it, and now it's going to be a legit like movie.
Okay. What did you find?
The place. I found a place.
You're not just moving, you're moving in the right direction.
How am I gonna play soccer in Connecticut?
When life changes lead to tax change.
She's really excited.
Sound, camera,
Rolling.
all right, and action. All right, cut. That was good. That was good, guys. All right, that was good. I'm thinking we get a wide angle, and then we're done. Okay?
All right. Yeah, cool. Like how much further? Like
A little more. A little more.
you got?
Yeah. Whoa.
That was so good. He's falling. He's falling. The camera goes to the ground, but then it cuts. Oh, that was good. Yeah, it's the OG. All right, let me get back to this.
I found a place.
हम जमीन के रहने वालों की तरफ से
Hello?
The only thing I don't already like about this is this VHS with the film grain makes it, and this seems like it's going for a very 4K-ish. I don't know.
आपको खुश आमदीद कहते हैं।
Anyone there? Look, I know how this sounds, but you gotta understand, it's massive in there.
I'm not saying I don't believe you.
Okay, I'm gonna come back here with proof. All right, you feel me?
Here we go.
Yeah. Follow my lead.
There we go. Okay, I hope the majority of the movie is like this.
I'm not saying I don't
on.
believe you.
May.
Look, I know how this sounds, but you gotta understand, it's massive in there.
I'm not saying I don't believe you.
Okay, I'm gonna come back here with proof. All right, you feel me? Yeah. Follow my lead.
Clark, what is this?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I've been here every night since I found the place, and I still barely scratched the surface. All right, just take it slow.
Oh my God. Pull me up, pull me up, pull me up! What do you see?
All these rooms. This place builds them.
I hope that the scenes in third person are like this, because it kind of gives a perspective of like, this is what's going on. But then I do hope the majority of the movie is from the camcorder perspective.
It's like a maze. It just goes on and on. Sometimes I'm scared I'll get lost.
Clark, can you hear me?
I don't understand. What is this?
Wait.
Sometimes I'm scared I'll get lost.
Can you hear me?
I don't understand. What is this?
That shot right there. This. Oh shit. That, I mean, just, yeah, frame by frame, that's amazing.
It's beautiful. Am I right?
Hello?
May 29th. Is it saying it's only in theaters and it's never coming to streaming, or that is a Friday? Kane Parsons. I only recognize A24 here. This seemed kind of cheesy, this part. They cut right here. I'm overanalyzing it, but yeah.
Am I right?
Hello?
Looks like it's going to be phenomenal. And actually, I did notice. The game comes out the day before. Wait, which? Which one's the because this almost looks like it should be the official. All right, chill out. Chill out. This looks really good. I don't know which one. Is the real one, because it actually, now that I'm looking at this, it looks like there's not like an official. What the hell is this? AI powered Sui game. I guess we'll find out. I added this one to my wish list, assuming that this was going to be the real one, but maybe it's this one or this one. I'm not sure. Or maybe none of them are real and people are just putting these out right around the time the movie comes out. Who knows? Yeah. All right. And just because this seems more relevant today than even when it first came out, we gotta bring it back.
Okay, thank you for waiting. The president has asked me to come out and make a brief statement about the wire that just went out a couple minutes ago. To make things short, I will just confirm that yes, we do have a moon base, and yes, we are currently experiencing some bear problems. Now, I will open it up if there are any questions.
Mr. President!
New York Times.
Yes. I have a 11-part question.
I'm sorry, I only have time for 2.
All right, let me get this straight. So the United States government is admitting that we do have a moon base and that there is a bear problem on said moon base.
Yes, that is correct.
All right, follow-up question. Are you with us?
That's how I feel at every presidential address.
That's a really good question.
No, we are not, and I would like to remind everyone to keep the language civilized. This is the White House.
Excuse me, Mr. Secretary, Bob Daniels, Newsweek.
Mr. Daniels.
How long have we had the moon base? And are these bears Earth bears, or are they from the moon?
I'm sorry, I'm not at liberty to disclose how long we have had this moon base at this time. We do believe these to be Earth bears. We have no reason to believe these to be lunar bears or even Saturn bears.
Todd Albright, PBS. There's Saturn bears?
I am also not at liberty to go into the various types of woodland life forms on Saturn or any of the other 12 planets.
9 planets.
Right. I've said too much already. What I can show you is the images that have been beamed down to us from the Odyssey satellite system just a couple hours ago. This is the view out of the front door of the United States secret moon base.
Yeah. Looks like they took that straight from NASA.
This was taken yesterday before we discovered the bear problem. And this one was taken just a couple hours ago. So, as you can see, bears everywhere.
Mr. President, Mr. President,
Mr. Jackson.
Yeah, those bears appear to have guns and motorcycles.
We believe they may be involved in some sort of intergalactic drug cartel, perhaps affiliated with one of the interstellar wizard alliances.
Wizard alliances?
Yes, next question.
Just a thought, more of a shot in the dark, but we wouldn't happen to be invading Iran today, would we?
You got me.
I fell for it. You almost got away with that one.
No, I went too far. I almost had it. I should have stopped after the slides. I knew I should have stopped
I didn't
there.
think anything about it until the cartel thing, and I was like, what?
Okay, all right, let's forget this whole thing. Who wants a drink? First round's on me. Come on.
Yeah!
How did they know?
My heart's fine.
I'm only 40. Ignoring your heart health.
Hi, I'm Trevor Moore. Did you know that it's illegal to say I want to kill the President of the United States of America? It's illegal. It's a federal offense. It's one of the only sentences that you're not allowed to say. Now, it was okay for me to say it right then because I was just telling you that it's illegal to say I want to kill the President of the United States of America. I'm not actually saying it. I'm just letting you know that it's illegal to say that. It's kind of like a public service. I'm letting you know so that you don't accidentally go out and say something like that. But what's interesting is that it's very illegal to say, I really, really think someone out there should kill the President of the United States of America. That's illegal, extremely illegal, very, very illegal, but not illegal to say with a mortar launcher. because that's its own sentence. It's an incomplete sentence, but it may have nothing to do with the sentence before that. So that's perfectly fine, perfectly legal. I also found out that it's incredibly illegal, extremely illegal, to go on television and say something like the best place to fire a mortar launcher at the White House would be from the roof of the Rockefeller Hewitt building because of minimal security and you'd have a clear line of sight to the president's bedroom. Insanely illegal. Ridiculously, recklessly, insanely illegal. Yet even more illegal to show an illustrated diagram. Insanely illegal, ridiculously, horribly felonious, because they will come to your house in the middle of the night and they will lock you up. Extremely against the law. One thing that is technically legal to say is that we have a group that meets Fridays at midnight under the Brooklyn Bridge, and the password is 6 Semper Tyrannis. Hi, I'm Trevor.
You just can't have a show like this anymore. All right, let's dig in. I think this is important. The state of things right now. I'm definitely going to be going through. I saw that this amazing channel has actually done one, I think, for every Kanye album, and maybe even one on him just in general, or multiple ones on him in general. But all right, I get caught up in the comments. I like hearing people's thoughts. So yeah, so we're going to be watching fan-made documentary of first the College Dropout, and then we're going to be going and going in chronological order to his other albums. Shout outs to The Most Unruly. As you can see, I subscribe because he is amazing. I could have sworn I was subscribed to him before, actually, when I discovered this and his channel, but make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to him. Let's get into it.
The making of The College Dropout is brought to you by Skillshare. The first 500 people to sign up will receive 2 months for free at the link in the description. Eyes drooping, barely being able to see, Kanye was awoken by the sound of crashing glass, twisting metal, and his jaw being broken and shoved into the back of his mouth.
It was between 2 and 3 a.m., and he was on his way from the studio.
He fell asleep at the wheel, hit another car,
and had a head-on collision.
Kanye had just begun to get his big break before it all seemed to shatter in front of him. It looked like it was all ending in just a few seconds.
Steering wheel hit him like...
Side note, they really thought like there was a very good chance like this was a very serious car accident, and he was close to dying. And yeah, anybody who knows about the college dropout knows Through the Wire was him literally. That song is literally him rapping with his jaw wired shut.
In the jaw. Wow. Crack all this, man.
And his jaw was broken in 3 places.
He was just barely conscious, and he just kept saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
But he knew if he could survive this accident, hip-hop wouldn't be the same again. Everyone knows what Kanye ended up becoming, and the riches that came with it. But sometimes it's hard to understand why in his early days, very few believed in Kanye West. It was a different time in hip-hop. It was easier to make it if you had a story filled with drug dealing, violence, and everything that Kanye wasn't. He was just a normal guy, trying to show the world that normal people had a voice too.
I was always rapping, and it just so happened that really phenomenal rappers got to rap on my beats before I got a chance to. People would hear this stuff and they'd be like, yo, do you have to rap on that? Well, if you don't, I'll just buy the beat from you.
Having worked on Jay-Z's The Blueprint album, Many wondered why Kanye couldn't settle down and enjoy his spoils as a sought-after producer. His soul samples were taking the industry by storm, but it wasn't enough. Kanye had a message to communicate, a message of self-empowerment.
You know, that was my whole claim to fame. I was Mr. Ace of the Izzo. It's kind of, for a person as confident as me to have your claim to fame be based on someone else's name, isn't that where I wanted to be for my entire life? And people, they used to always say, what more could you want in life? You're a producer. You produce for the #1 artist in the world. What more could you want? I want to be an artist. If you could see him like bust out laughing, I'm not stepping on the court just to make it to the playoffs. I'm trying to leave with the trophy. I was just always trying to figure out a way.
And to be honest with you, he does what he wants to do. And, you know, his entire career, I think, has been misconstrued, talked about, but ultimately, I mean, if anybody's listened to the new Bully album, song dedicated to his mom on there, at the end, she says, the ultimate goal is to do something that you love to do. And if he wanted to be an artist, or people, you know, or he wanted to be a fashion designer, he wanted to be, you know, people laughed at him. He wanted to be president. Why are people hating on him? Because of what he wants to do.
Me to be able to express myself, and rap was the best way to express what was on your mind. Me and my father sit up and talk about a lot of issues that need to be brought up, but a lot of people that have that instilled in them don't know how to word it in a way where the public can accept it.
No matter how many people he showcased his music to, he would face rejection at every turn. The constant resistance that he would face would bring tears of frustration to his eyes.
People just telling me, man, because you about to rap about. I'll be like, man, Scarface, I'll just be rapping out what the people want to hear. All right, just play the beat.
Kanye had a 15-track demo that he never hesitated to play for anyone.
And anybody who was around back then knew hip-hop was just, it was just gang shit. Drug dealing, gang shit, killing.
When he crossed paths with in
That's what it was.
the industry.
Every second he got, he would play his demo.
What you finna rap about? You never sold crack out your house or put a gap to your mouth or put a fist to your spouse. So how you gonna move the crowd? I bet 1,000 that you get moved out. I even heard that they either taking ways in jail. You bet 10 boxes of cigarettes that I'm finna fail.
What is this? Rewind. What is this?
Rap about, you never sold crack out your house or put a gap to your mouth or put a fist to your spouse. So how you gonna move the crowd? I bet 1,000 that you get moved out. I even heard that they either taking ways in jail. You bet 10 boxes of cigarettes that I'm finna fail. If you talk about peace, they gonna be like peace. This nigga came from the shy move to the east.
Kanye got the type of arrogance and ego that it point out flaws in your. If you uncomfortable about yourself, you're gonna be mad at Kanye. If you uncomfortable within yourself and not comfortable with the type of person you are, when you see him on his, it's gonna make you mad because it makes you feel bad about yourself. Because you wish that you could be that passionate about anything in your life as he is about his music. You see that and you like, I wish I could be that passionate, but I can't because I'm just a sucker.
I didn't pay attention to him rapping. You know, I didn't think that he was built to be a rapper. I thought he was built to be a producer.
We just wanted some hot beats at the time, be honest with you.
They're like, stick to making beats. Don't nobody want to hear you rap. We just want your beats.
Man, he got a lot of rejection slips.
Producers, man. This ain't a fucking game for me. I don't give a fuck about they trying to classify me as a producer. My beats was whack at one point, dog. I wasn't always having hot beats. I learned how to make hot beats. I'm focusing on rhyming now. I'm gonna be the best. And I'll be charting with these niggas. And I got to one up because I just hear my beats first.
He believed
They do nothing but. And it's that anybody does something that much the way you are, somebody gotta do it. You play tracks like Michael Jordan shoots free throws. It's gotta pay off. Can't go there and do nothing but blow up. To do something that you really love to do. The main thing is getting to do something that you really love to do.
So do you think I come off too arrogant?
No, come on, just right. It's because it's what's inside. Because you.
Period. Period.
I'm charting with these niggas, and I got to one up because I just hear my beats first.
He believed so much that he was gonna get a record deal. He dropped out of school.
Told him I finished school and I started my own business. They say, oh, you graduated. No, I decided I was finished. I'm finna turn this class clown shit to crazy G's. They told my mom I think he bipolar, had ADD.
Kanye would seem to be getting his big break when he was in talks for a deal with Capitol Records. But his brazen confidence and his in-your-face persona made them hesitant.
He gets flown out to Columbia Records. He meets with the executive, Michael Malden.
He went in there and acted like, oh, I'm gonna be better than Jermaine Dupri.
The person that he was talking about was Michael's son, and he didn't know it.
I told
It's crazy to think I'm gonna be better than Jermaine Dupri. Wow.
The person that he was talking about was Michael's son, and he didn't know it.
I told the A&R there, I was like, yo, man, I'm be bigger than Michael Jackson. I'm be bigger than Jermaine Dupri.
Needless to say, Kanye didn't get the deal at Capitol.
They said, yo, Capitol pulled on the deal.
He used to feel like, damn, what did I do?
I called G, I said, man, you think we can still get that deal with Rockefeller? I don't listen to the suits behind the desk no more. You niggas wear suits cause you can't dress no more.
After losing his chance with Capitol, Kanye stopped going out, hunkered down, and got to work. It was the only way to get past being rejected, by creating opportunities.
I ain't played a hand I was dealt, I changed my cards.
Yeah. Kanye used to say things to me that I used to be like, this is out of his mind. But then 3 years later, it came true, and I didn't know what I was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, he would say, like, I'm the best dressed rapper, I'm about to start this fashion line. I'm like, you need to get a deal first. You know what I mean? Like, he used to be like, yo, okay, my second album, late registration, after I drop this college dropout joint, I'm gonna do this, the Hey Mama song, that's gonna be the single. And I'm just like, second album?
You don't even have a first
What are you talking about?
Eventually,
Damn, I didn't know that. I didn't know he already knew late registration. He had some, damn. Damn. I'll say it as many times as I need to say it. Kanye's crazy until about 5 to 8 years pass. And holy shit, he was right about everything.
When I came out here, I started hanging around Dead Prez and be in the studio with them.
One thing about music, when it hit, you feel no pain.
And they showed me how to put
One thing about music, when it hit, you feel no pain.
And they showed me how to put shit that I knew in my heart and my raps and still make it sound cool. Right. Cause I never knew how to make it sound cool. I only knew how to make, I got a lot of jewelry and I your girl that sound cool and shit. And I was able to bring more of myself out because I had a lot of instilled in me. I found myself rapping more in that vein. Well, that's when I kind of found my rap style. And now people used to call me a backpack rapper.
But it ain't the Moser folks, it's the white folks that brought us over here with boats and tight ropes. But don't forget it was outside cause the kings got rid of us. They selling a crackhead soap. Now follow me. Sometimes I feel like dreaming subtitles. Say things that mean things behind them in club titles.
What is that?
It's cause the kings got rid of us. They selling a crackhead soap. Now follow me. Sometimes I feel like dreaming subtitles. Say things that mean things behind them in club titles.
Hold on, let's go back a second. That's I did want to look up the definition of what this Focusing on focus on complex lyricism and intricate wordplay instead of mainstream topics such as money, guns, drugs. So basically, the OG goat of this was Outkast, in a sense. Outkast was this. They touched a little bit on this, though.
Able to bring more of myself out because I had a lot of that instilled in me. I found myself rapping more in that vein. Well, that's when I kind of found my rap style. And now people just be calling me a backpack rapper.
But it ain't the Moser folks, it's the white folks that brought us over here with boats and tight ropes. But don't forget it was outside cause the kings got rid of us like selling a crackhead soap. Now follow me. Sometimes I feel I dream in subtitles, say things that mean things but hide them in club titles.
Kanye wanted to send a message, but he didn't want to be put in the box of being a conscious backpack rapper either.
I guess they classify it as being a backpacker. I always thought that like
that was something that he talked about extensively the past few years as well. Not the past few years. I want to say started talking about it about like maybe 7-ish years ago. If you ever look up an article of his, they always refer to him as the rapper or the mogul or they never just refer to him as him or the artist.
it was like hater rappers and shit. I don't listen to shit like that. I'm trying to sell some records. It's crazy that my whole claim to fame is to be a backpacker. I'm a Louis Vuitton backpack rapper. I'm a backpack rapper.
Kanye showed how he was able to unify street and conscious hip-hop. One of the best showcases of how this worked out was 2 Words featuring Mos Def and Freeway.
I feel like Mos helped me get my record deal.
2 Words. Favorite. It's actually my favorite song on College Dropout.
Like, I did a song with him, which is my first single, and it's a 2-word joint. That's crazy. It's me, him, and Freeway. And I had a bunch of crazy songs for it. But when Dame heard that, he was like, yo.
2 chains, 1 waist, 2 desks, 1 wall, 20 plaques, dudes pay, give me that. I am limelight, blueprint, 5 mics, go get his rhyme like, should've been signed twice. Most imitated, Grammy nominated, hotel accommodated, cheerleader prom dated, barbershop player hated, mom and pop bootlegged. Felt like it rained till the roof caved in. But 2 words, Shot-Town raised me crazy, so I live by 2 words.
Pay me.
You pay me. Screaming, Jesus save me. You know I had a game B. I can't let them change me.
Yeah, I look at every demographic like, man, hopefully I get the girls, the little kids, the older people, the on the streets, right. Backpackers, all that, you know? It's okay, you trying to tell me because Mos Def and Kweli don't buy jewelry, that they are more hip-hop than Jay-Z, or what's quote-unquote real hip-hop? Okay, you trying to tell me because Mos Def and Kweli don't buy jewelry, that they are more hip-hop than Jay-Z, or what's quote-unquote real hip-hop? I feel like I'm going to bridge the gap. I'm going to be one of the people that help bridge the gap with hip-hop.
I'm the gap like Banana Republic and Old Navy. I forgot this one dude, like, I don't believe in psychics. He came to me. He was like, yo.
Old Navy. Be one of the people that help bridge the gap with hip-hop.
I'm the gap like Banana Republic and Old.
I'm the gap like Banana Republic and Old Navy.
I forgot this one dude, like, I don't believe in psychics. He came to me. He was like, yo, your job in life is to go out and find new things. You like going out and doing the soul when nobody's doing it and bringing that back.
For many, it would be surprising to see Kanye soon become a shining beacon for the Rockefeller family. He was almost there.
It always never seemed like I could be at the Rock because of my subject matter and everything, and he's not in the same exact vein as the rappers that y'all used to hear, but now we expanding, you know what I'm saying?
The only person who was really with Kanye lyrically was like 3H from Capitol at the time. Like, they didn't really see his vision as an artist, but when he would come in the studio and rap, and he would rap all night and all day, but the raps would be dope. They'd be too much about fashion and women sometimes, but they were always dope. Always dope. Like, it's like, I couldn't see why people didn't think he could rap.
Dame Dash was another one of the few who began to truly realize Kanye's value at this time. He ended up becoming Kanye's advocate and eventually got him signed to Rockefeller, showing the world that this artist was more than a producer.
In a way, I can see how he really relates to just in that one sort of sect of his career, Drake. Unfortunately, Drake's gotten away from that and has been away from that for quite some time. But when Drake started, Lil Wayne told him, like, don't try to do the gangster stuff. Don't try to get into the mafia stuff. That's not you. You're good because you're you. And let's not front and try to say that, you know, from his mixtape to Take Care, the early days, he was true to himself, and then he started getting into the I'm a mob boss, but no, that.
And to Rockefeller, showing the world that this artist was more than a producer.
One day I'm playing the stuff, I just want to play some songs of a bass.
I think in a way too, it was Drake's goal of being like this huge worldwide sensation kind of led him to, okay, I just got to do a little bit of everything. I got to do what's popular. I got to see what's popular. I got to imitate it. I just feel like he changed for sure over time, but he never sacrificed what it was that he wanted to do. Regardless of whether you like any Kanye album whatsoever, there's only like maybe one or maybe two that I think are, I can't even say any of Kanye's albums are mid, or I can't say any of Kanye's albums are bad. They're just at the very worst, they get average. And the ones that are average, the things that make them not bad is the production. Production's always like
and Cam was in the studio just to see, like, man, if my stuff worthy of playing it around these people here. So I played it, and Dame heard it. He was like, yo, it's not even whack. It's not whack. Actually, it's kind of dope. Actually, it's kind of hot. You know what I'm saying?
Dame's wheels were turning, and he began thinking about how West could fit into the world of the rock.
Like, yo, I'm signing him. We need to be over here anyway.
He wasn't finna let all them good beats get away from Rockefeller.
We could do like a chronic. We could do like a East Coast chronic, though. And then he started just going into the rest of what my career is about to be right now.
Kanye finally got his deal.
And for this piece right here, y'all know what this is when y'all seen it. So this specific one is the L shit right here with the yellow diamonds, the canaries. And I was in Chicago, and then Hov just brought me out after Heart of the City. He said, yo, you gotta make an announcement. And I just grabbed the mic and I said,
When the chain was put on him, he transformed.
It's when they get me like they got big, cause I moved up out the city and got big. That's the poison that runs through their veins and attacks their soul and just start to tear them up. Niggas talk so much shit about me at barbershops, they forget to get their hair cut.
Cause of hip hop, G, the Blueprint, and Dame, I'm over here with the opportunity to get my music out, which is what I wanted since third grade, you know what I'm saying?
It was his belief in himself and his independent vision that drew in others to embrace his movement.
I was never the type of nigga that looked to somebody.
And still to this day, in terms of artists that are considered also collaborators, the person that brings, you know, this guy over and this guy over, and you know, this rock band and this hip hop artist over here and this pop artist over here and this dance artist over here and this techno guy over here. I think he's number one in that aspect of all time. I I mean, in my opinion, he's number one all time. Period. But
Hey, yo, speaking of something, that I look in the mirror whenever I need some help. I never felt like nobody owed me nothing, man. Don't no other man owe no other man.
We never had nothing handed, took nothing for granted, took nothing from no man.
It was thought that Kanye would produce a compilation album filled with contributions from the entire roster.
And I'm saying number one all time overall as an artist. There's better rappers. He is, in my opinion, the epitome. He is not the epitome. The LeBron James of hip hop. He does everything. He excels. He's top 5 easy in like 2 or 3 categories, and then everything else he's got to be top 50 at least.
At least that's what Dame thought. But Kanye spent a lot of time making his own album. He fought hard not to be put into a box, and he wasn't going to give up now.
Now what if Michael Jordan decided to stick to baseball and Jay-Z decided to stick to crack? Just Blaze decided to stick to engineering and Kanye never decided to rap. What if a nigga from the shot that was ill got a deal on the hottest rap label around? But he wasn't talking about coke and birds, it was more like spoken words if the niggas really putting it down.
Kanye was certain that his debut album would make the world fall in love with him.
He just has a feeling, and you know, he runs with that feeling, but that's the same energy that created a College Dropout. College
Dropout was released February 10th, 2004.
Kanye's debut album, The College Dropout, was a spirited project promoting the philosophy of believing in yourself against all odds and refusing to conform to society's standards.
Why College Dropout? Why name your album College Dropout? You gotta follow what's in your heart. Right. You know, my mother was head of the English department, so it was real embarrassing for her. Right. You know, for her son to straight drop out of college. Right. You know, but
when everyone says, hey, you're not working, you're not making any money, you say, you look at my degrees.
You look at my degrees, man. And when you're dead, I forget what the skit is, but when I get cold at night, I'll still have those degrees to keep me warm.
You look at my life, yeah.
I had to show her, you know, if I'm focused, I can make a better way for myself.
Sometimes delving into more serious subject matter, Kanye would have lyrics speaking highly of the revolutionary values that his father and mother represented.
I come from a family where, you know, my grandfather was the first to drive a car in the march.
I came from a military family.
The political activity.
First to drive a car in the march.
I came from a military family.
Military family? I did not know that. I knew they were Black Panthers.
Political activity was all about making sure that whatever was not just became just. We grew up very aware of racism in this country.
Racism's still alive. They just think it's still in it.
And I was even arrested at the tender age of 6 for sitting in, demonstrating at a lunch counter in Oklahoma City.
I get down for my grandfather who took my mama, made us sit in that seat where white folks ain't want us to eat. At the tender age of 6, he was arrested for the sit-ins. That in my blood, I was born to be different.
The College Dropout was an album that featured every aspect of West's personality. All of the duality and contradictions he was talking about, as well as his social messages, were mixed into this soulful blend of hip-hop that was a breath of fresh air for many listeners.
I always said if I rap, I say something significant, but now I'm talking about money, hoes, and rims again. Like, I want to do what's right, you know what I'm saying? But I'm a human being. Like, okay, I got songs like Jesus Walks With Me.
Jesus Walks was one of the earliest tracks that Kanye would showcase that ended up on The College Dropout.
You know what the Midwest is, young and...
I wonder if he's going to touch on the the controversy. I want to say Jesus Walks music video was banned or canceled initially because he did have a depiction of Jesus in it. And, yeah.
Restless, but restless.
Might snatch your necklace.
Jesus Walks was on his original demo.
Every A&R was, you can't rap about Jesus. You can't have that, in your song. Nobody wants to hear that.
People heard Jesus Walks as is and passed on signing him. Passed, blatantly passed.
Kanye would even get laughed at for performing Jesus Walks for other artists. Behind his back, of course.
But then I got songs that's like, I need to know. You down to do whatever, down to get topless, baby, I need to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a man, I'm a human being. People feel like an artist, they be like, yo, if you an artist, you can only rap about this one subject.
You just popped in Kanye West, get right for the summer workout tape.
I'm confused as a black man. A lot of times artists come into the aspect that they not confused about who they are or whatever. And then you always hear about, man, I love the album, but she a hypocrite, or he's a hypocrite. I know that it's more than one side to me.
There was one song that became one of the most important milestones in Kanye's life. It was one of those kind of moments that defines a person's character and worldview.
I think I know what he's about to talk about.
But that song had to be birthed out of pain.
He had several surgeries.
His face was like way out here. When I walked into that hospital room, I wouldn't have even known my own son had he not said, "Hi, Mom." His face was so swollen.
The doctors, they wired his mouth shut.
I was like, well, that's it as far as rapping. He was barely talking.
No matter how grim his reality looked, Kanye refused to let his injuries take away his shot at success.
The accident was like one of those life-changing events.
You were there throughout all that time as well?
Yeah, well, when the accident happened, I got the call, like, Kanye had a car accident, boom, I'm like, what? So I called his mom, and then we talking, and then next thing I know, Kanye called me. I'm like, dude, you straight? He wired up,
Yeah.
but he like this. Hey, bro, I got this song. I'm like, you got this song?
Hold on. I do have to do a comparison real quick. Okay, so yeah, I mean, you can just see his whole look, his whole face. Like, look at this. That's him before the accident. Yeah.
They started rapping through the wire to me. I said, dude, hold on, slow down, man. You broke your jaw. He like, I got this song. I'm like, you got this song? They started rapping through the wire to me. I said, dude, hold on, slow down, man. You broke your jaw. He like, man, this song, and just rapping it. I'm like, this dude is crazy.
West would brainstorm ideas for his album on his hospital bed.
To nearly lose your life, to nearly lose your mouth, your voice as a career as a rapper, your face. Y'all probably look at it and think it's normal, but I feel very self-conscious about certain things. Look how my mouth, like, it looks like you can't even see my bottom teeth when I talk. Like, you always see the top teeth, and that's not how I used to be. Especially if I'm lit wrong, I gotta get like Michael Jackson and bring my own lighting text, because I just see it and be like.
The second he was able to speak, he recorded Through the Wire.
I recorded the song Through the Wire 2 weeks later with my mouth still wired shut. I felt like even if the song didn't blow up, that once other songs did blow up, which I knew they would, people would just look back and say, man, do you remember his first song? He recorded it with his mouth wired shut.
I drink a boost for breakfast and ensure for
dessert.
Somebody order pancakes. I just sip the
Scissor.
It sounded like it hurt when he rapped it.
How can you console my mama, give her light support when you're telling her son don't like support?
I have to just thank God for the situation that I'm in. You know, it's like we turned the worst thing into the best thing. Through the wire, it seemed like it was the worst thing that could have possibly happened to.
And that was crazy because it was like you listened to that song and knew that he recorded that in a hospital bed with his mouth wired shut. And that's what it was like a moment. It wasn't just even the song. It was.
Me, and now it's obviously the best thing. Look how it exploded, and it made people care. It made people realize that I was a human being.
Inspired and full of music, Kanye worked on releasing a mixtape to build hype for his upcoming album. The College Dropout wasn't finished yet, and Kanye needed time to heal.
Don C and Kanye and John put together a mixtape. It was called Get Well Soon, and it had Through the Wire along with various different songs he had actually produced.
Politics kept me at the end of the mixtape, so I dropped my own Get Well Soon sick tape.
Kanye's inventive music video for Through the Wire visually told the story of his recovery through a Polaroid-like aesthetic.
Through the Wire, who came up with the concept for the video?
I came up with the concept for the video.
Right. You're very proud of that video.
Yeah. I was like, dude, let's put ours in Polaroids, and that'd be ill. He's like, right, let's do a whole video like that. So I went to this editor, and just first Kanye came, and he was like, dude, this is crazy. And it was just the edit. And then we just, started placing the pieces in the Polaroid.
So this is when we realized that just the best way to do it is to build the board, take a picture of it, and then have it scanned in, and that's how we did the movement through.
Kanye put up 40 grand out of his pocket, and we shot a video.
Yo, Chief, they can't stop me from rapping, can they? Can they hot?
I was proud of him, because it was something I would have did, and yeah. At the time, no one was listening, so he did what he had to do.
Music video budgets would be much easier to get in Kanye's future. His visual taste would only grow as he would develop some of the most memorable music videos of his generation.
Definitely
of all time, man.
Rockefeller's hand.
I think they all acknowledged that they had a real superstar.
Through the Wire would not be the only hit with listeners, of course. Many more would soon follow. Kanye loved collaboration and found something in actor Jamie Foxx, who had displayed his singing skills occasionally throughout his career.
I throw this party and a kid walks in, backpack on, jaw a little swollen. Who is it?
Kanye West.
Kanye West.
Wow.
At my house party.
And this was a different Kanye at the time.
Different way. Listen, nobody knows him.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody knows this guy. I said, yo, they say you rap, man. This dude do a freestyle that kills everything.
Oh, it was good.
I said, oh my God, you're incredible. I said, how come you're not doing music? I'm trying to. I got a song for you. I said, for me?
Got a light-skinned friend look like Michael Jackson. Got a dark-skinned friend look like Michael Jackson.
That's why I got a studio in the back. He says the song go like this. She says she wants some Marvin Gaye, some Luther Vandross. I say, I got it, Kanye. Who doesn't anybody know yet? I got it. She say she wants some. I'm doing all R&B stuff. And he was Kanye. He went, don't do that. I said, why? He said, I said, but I got to put the thing on. You got to put. He said, it's hip hop. Just follow me. So in my mind, I'm thinking, this song is whack. He's never gonna make it. I do the song anyway. I leave. I do a bad movie for 6 weeks. I come back. So I come back and they say, you remember that song you said was what? It's number one. And that's how I got into music.
He was playing me College Dropout songs that he.
Wait. That's
been number one. 6 weeks. I come back. So I come back and they say, you remember that song you said was what? It's number one. And that's how I got into music.
That's how Jamie Foxx got into music. That's crazy.
He was playing me College Dropout songs that he had been working on up to, and there were only like 2 weeks left in production before the deadline for it to turn in, and Spaceships came on. And I'm driving, and I just start riffing on top of Spaceships. He said, stop that, cuz, run it back. Do that again, and I just start riffing over it. He was like, that's what I've been wanting. That's it. He said, next Monday, I'm gonna bring you out to LA. We're going to the studio. I need you to do what you just did in the studio on this song. So the following week, we were in the studio working on Spaceships.
Damn.
We finished that, and then he's like, Let's see what else you can do. And so
Do you remember how that part went?
Wanna fly, wanna fly.
I said I want my chariot to pick me up and take it, brother, for a ride.
All Falls Down was an enduring song that Kanye has continued to perform live, and it was actually written in 15 minutes after Kanye received a burst of inspiration from Dead Prez. He was perfecting the whole concept of how to write a cool song with a message. All Falls Down was titled Self-Conscious in its early stages.
When did a hip hop artist ever make a song called Self-Conscious? You know what I'm saying? She like, I'll just stay down her and do hair, cause that's enough money to buy her a few pairs of new airs, cause her baby daddy don't really care. She's so precious with the peer pressure, couldn't afford a car, so she named her daughter Alexis.
We live in the American dream. The people highest up got the lowest self-esteem.
Hold on. That line was just too good. That line was too good. You see what I'm saying?
I say, the police, that's how I treat them. We buy our way out of jail, but we can't buy freedom.
It's not no regular producer rap. I told y'all that before, man.
But I ain't even gonna act totally up and down, cause man, I went to Jacob with 25,000.
It initially contained a sample from Lauryn Hill's Mystery of Iniquity, but things got a little complicated when it came time to clear the sample.
Now, on the most bootleg joint in a minute, there's a song with Lauryn Hill. Is it on the album?
Well, she cleared the publishing for it, and she never said no to clearing her voice, but just when it was time to master the album, she hadn't said yes in enough time, and we didn't want to play with that.
Right.
You know, so we got Selena Johnson from Chicago to re-sing it. People like, oh man, oh no, Lauren, we just missed Lauren, but Selena did a thing on it.
Right.
This the real one, baby.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm very happy. Selena version of So Live, I went back and re-spit my verses. And I think it takes the song to even a whole nother level.
Drug dealer by Jordan, crack kid by crack, and a white man get paid off for all of that.
Any quality album needs a quality album cover. And a perfectionist like Kanye didn't need to be reminded of that. Kanye needed something more expressive than just having a picture of his face.
I felt like this said the college dropout in itself, you know, a mascot with his head down. You usually see mascots jumping up and down, right, all hyped up. So you see a mascot like Salty, you don't never see that. That's like, yo, right. He's like, man, I'm finished with this. I'm through with this.
Right.
And then like I'm putting the angels on here because even before the accident, but especially after the accident, you know, I said in the song, I feel like I must have an angel.
Right.
You know, I really got into angels. I started tattooing on my body.
Slow Jams, became an instant #1 record.
And just like Kanye knew it would, that song that everyone turned down, Jesus Walks, became a smash hit and one of the most memorable songs of the 2000s.
He was certified platinum.
Then the album with multi-platinum.
It was Kanye West Pandemonium. He instantly became the #1 talked about thing in music, not just hip hop, but in music.
And when he played me,
I'm going to be honest, back then I didn't get it until graduation. I didn't get it. And then when graduation came out is when I started paying attention. I went back and listened to, I'm going to be honest.
that College Dropout on the Electric Circus tour with Common, I would tell anybody willing to listen, I'd be like, Kanye West got the next classic. Remember when you first heard Illmatic? Remember when you first heard Doggy Style? You're going to feel like that about Kanye West. People would be like, really? Who make beats?
Oh man, it was outrageous. It was outrageous. It was groundbreaking.
Kanye was nominated for 10 Grammys.
The accolades and numbers simply pointed to the obvious. The College Dropout was everything Kanye said it would be and more. But it spoke to so many different people across the world. A young man who told the underdog story of reaching independence, achieving his creative aspirations, and speaking up for the common man was what hip-hop needed. But at the same time, they got a brazenly confident man who loved fashion, loved spending money, and loved women.
He felt like he passed a certain part of the test.
He felt vindicated because a lot of people said that he'd never do it.
He proved them wrong.
And the Grammy goes to the College Dropout, Kanye West.
The entire world now acknowledges.
I'm sad he didn't play it. Everyone wanted to know what I would say if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
acknowledged that Kanye was far from just a producer. He was a soulful addition to hip hop that clearly showed he wasn't leaving anytime soon.
When I had my accident, I found out at that moment nothing in life is promised except death. You have the opportunity to play this game of life. You need to appreciate every moment. A lot of people don't appreciate their moment until it's past. And I plan to celebrate. I plan to celebrate and scream and pop champagne every chance I get, because I'm at the Grammys, baby. Everybody asked me the question. They wanted to know, what kind? I knew he's gonna wild out and he's gonna do something crazy. Everybody wants to know what I would do if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know. America, y'all had to see me. Y'all had to get used to this face. Ain't that what everybody say? Delete that. You get used to me. And you don't see him next year.
Thank you for watching. As a creative, I like to learn about new skills and techniques, and that's why I found Skillshare to be so useful. Their premium membership gives you unlimited, high-quality, unlock new opportunities. Then you'll love Young Guru's classes on mixing and mastering. If you're into learning about how to get the right mix in your music, Young Guru has you covered. If you want to learn how to record rap vocals or singing vocals, there's a good amount of classes about video editing and motion graphics from beginner to advanced levels. Skillshare is more affordable than most learning platforms out there. An annual membership with Skillshare costs less than $10 a month. The first 500 people to sign up using the link in the description will receive a 2-month free trial to Skillshare. It's a great deal that will give you plenty of time to learn and discover a new passion.
Surprised, there's a lot in that I didn't know. There's a lot in that I didn't know. Damn. Well, now the ad work because I gotta check this out. Less than $10 a month. It already went up $4. Well, when did this? Oh, that was 7 years ago. Okay, $4 isn't that bad. I got through the wire stuck in my head. Damn. Damn, they've got AI, but then AI for each category. That's sick. That's sick. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to. Oh no. Hold on, just the regular. Dunzo. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, so Backrooms looks like it's gonna be solid. Chappelle Show and the Whitest Kids You Know Of are more relevant than they've ever been, and Kanye West, I'm sorry, Ye is the GOAT. That's all I'm saying. All right. I'm gonna take a quick break here, and then we will be back-o with this. Now, let me ask a question real quick. 2013 Steam release, no Game Pass. Steam versions recommended. Damn. Oh, is it saying that it works with the ROM version if you strip the ROM from the actual? Okay. Damn, this is what Steam used to look like. Oh, it's showing you how to install Steam. Damn. All right. All right. Wait, why is it showing you how to download? Uh, That's sick. I keep forgetting that it is a mod manager, not the mod itself. So, but yeah, that's actually sick. Um, I might do this real quick. Maybe this is what it is. Oh. Animations, battle models. No, I'm looking for world battle textures, field models. Hmm. I kind of like the old school. No. That one seems worth it. Place this mod below after other not too big of a gameplay. Oh, that's cool. Damn, this is extensive. It's Custom model swap for battle models using the original game style. Hmm. Damn, that's crazy. An extensive gameplay rebalance and content mod. This one only changes the combat. This one changes everything but the combat. Okay. I think I'm gonna stick with the OG game, but I am probably do this one. Where is the field models? This one. Field models. Yeah, I'll do this one. Field textures, field models, and then battle textures. Probably gonna go with this one. Battle textures. I think that's okay. Oh, that's kind of cool. It shows you that. This resizes the models to fit the backgrounds better. Yeah, we'll turn that on. Battle models. Enable Cloud to wear his sword in the field map, in the world map and fields. That's sick. So I'm assuming these, once they're in here, they download it to the correct place. So we'll see. We will see. But all right, I will BRB, take a quick break real quick. I'm back. Excuse me. All right. I am also going to be making sure that this works because I have one of these. So hopefully there's no issues here. Keep this up. Oh, so I launched the game from... Okay, hold on. Let me... see what happens here. Okay, so DualSense does work. Oh, damn, I didn't know this was a thing. Okay, hold on. All right, I think I got it. Controller's not working. All right, so I started it. So now all right, now let's see. Let's try this. And it seems like it's good to go. There it goes. right. Let's see where my DoorDash order is. All right, let's do this. I feel like I need to hear Morgan Freeman's voice right now. Space. It's crazy to think. It's crazy to think that this is truly revolutionary from back in the day, graphically. Okay. I think that's all I need. How do you run? I'm not going to be walking this entire time. Hold on. Solid. Switch. Page up, page down, camera. Can anybody help me out? How do I run? Or can I not run yet? B is the run. Or circle. We're gonna stick with it. Check out, see what's all around here. Nothing. Okay. Directions are camera, based on the camera. Wow. It's so crazy seeing this upscaled. What do you got going on?
I don't want to let you go.
Oh, that's cool. The planet's dying, Clow. Oh dang, we got Bear with us. I'm gonna change that. I think it can be a little. That is an annoying noise. That's better. Attack. Really haven't had any issues just attacking so far. I have played through this beginning section before, so I'm sort of just like going through the motions right now. But this is actually really cool seeing the non-chibi field models. This is so much different with the upscaled resolution and textures. I don't have the ability to change materia yet. Cloud, you set the bomb. First real test. First try. Damn, timer goes on even when you're in pause. Wait, can you go down? That should be quick. Wham! Wham! Pew pew! Do we need the cinematic zoom in? Oh damn it! Remake. There's a boss battle there. audio is crazy. Hey, man. I gotta go get my food. Oof. You know, you can tell it's AI that's doing. I'm supposed to say Midgard, it says Midgalls. B-Dubs is the best. Turn it back up. Let's check it out.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is one of the most physically
Did not know he
gifted
was
point
Canadian.
guards of all time. Standing at 6'6" with an enormous 7-foot wingspan, a killer first step, and a silky jumper, SGA is virtually unguardable. In the 2024 NBA season, Shai joined Michael Jordan as the second player ever who averaged 30 points, 6 assists, and 2 steals while shooting better than 50% from the field. But just like MJ, Shai got cut from the varsity team in high school. This is the story of SGA, a forever underrated Canadian kid who transformed from a 4-star recruit to one of the best players in the world. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was born in Toronto to Vaughn Alexander and Charmaine Gilgeous, a former Antigua and Barbuda track star who ran the 400 meters in the 1992 Olympics. From his mom, Shai inherited athleticism, and from his dad, the love of basketball. Shai's dad was his first coach, who taught him fundamentals and took him to Raptors games to watch Chris Bosh. Shai fell deeply in love with the sport, always practicing and putting up shots on a garage-mounted basket in the family driveway. After his family moved to Hamilton, Ontario when he was 10, Shai joined a local basketball program called UPlay Canada. But it wasn't like he was ever a basketball prodigy. At the age of 14, Gilgeous-Alexander didn't make his high school varsity team, which drove him crazy and only made him work harder. SGA started practicing privately with Dwayne Washington, the coach and founder of UPlay Canada, and it was Washington who started to carve Shai into the pick-and-roll maestro we see today. With Shai, it was a more cerebral approach with many, many hours of video and then practical on-court breakdowns. Washington said he had 27 different drills that specialized on the ball screen and running the pick and roll, and most of it was about pace. In your brain, you're counting to 5 before you get into the screen. By the time you get to 4, you have to know what you're doing. That's why a lot of guys in the NBA can't run the pick and roll, and the guys that can, those guys are the James Hardens and Chris Pauls of the world, superstars. And apart from team practices and private workouts with Coach Washington, Shai had another formidable opponent who always challenged him to play one-on-one. It was his first cousin, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who currently plays for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Nickeil was just 2 months younger than Shai, so they always challenged each other on and off the court. Having a brother my age who was damn near just as good at basketball, we used to go at it all the time. We've almost fought before, almost punched each other in the face, but we know it's all love, and that's why we're both at the stage we're at today. For their senior year of high school, both Shai and Nickeil transferred to Hamilton Heights Christian Academy in Tennessee because they realized they needed better competition to improve their basketball skills. But if you had to pick a future NBA player out of the two, most people probably would have picked Nickeil. When he first got to Hamilton Heights, Shai was a pass-first point guard who didn't look for a shot, mainly because his jumper was shaky. However, due to an insane work ethic, constant shooting, and the habit of watching film, Gilgeous-Alexander averaged 18 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists per game, which was enough to earn him a scholarship to the University of Kentucky. And when he arrived in Lexington, Shai was as underrated as ever, a 4-star recruit who was not considered a starting caliber point guard. Coach Calipari compared Shai's jump shot to Charles Barkley's golf swing because they both came with a hitch. But being underrated all his life, SGA was never discouraged, and he kept working and waiting for his opportunity. And after the first 15 games of the season, during which he usually came off the bench, Shai finally got a chance to start. And when he did, he never looked back. By the middle of January, Shai was a clear leader on the team and kept improving his numbers across the board. However, when he had great games, his mother would call Coach Cal, letting him know to stay hard on her son and to keep him grounded. And it worked. In the final game of the SEC tournament, SGA had the best game of his college career, scoring 29 points on 10 for 16 shooting with 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. When the NCAA tournament started, Shai was by far the best player against Davidson and Buffalo, leading the Wildcats to victory with an average of 23 points and 6 assists. But in the Sweet 16 against Kansas State, SGA shot just 2 for 10 from the field, and Kentucky lost.
They contained Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Their help was good.
Despite that, Shai's improvement throughout the season was immense, and he finished the year averaging 14 points, 5 assists, and nearly 2 steals on 48% shooting from the field and 40% from 3. Thanks to his large frame, explosive first step, and strong defense, SGA showed plenty of promise to become a very good NBA player.
I want to let the world know that I'll be entering my name to that 2018 NBA draft. and I'll be signed with an agent.
But nobody considered him a sure thing. In a stacked 2018 NBA draft, Shea was drafted 11th overall by the Hornets, who immediately traded him to the Clippers for Miles Bridges and 2 future second-round picks. And when his NBA dream finally came true, his career started the same way as it did in college, on the bench. But after just 9 games, Clippers coach Doc Rivers decided to put him into the starting lineup. And once again, SGA never gave that spot back. He was a stable contributor all season, averaging 11 points on 47% shooting, with 3 assists, 1.2 steals, and just 1.7 turnovers. Even as a rookie, Gilgeous-Alexander was among the league's elite from the mid-range, making 48% of his attempts. Then, in the playoffs, he improved his scoring and efficiency, averaging 14 points per game, shooting 50% from deep. But the shorthanded Clippers lost to the prime Warriors in 6 games. And then, after the season, one man with a weird laugh changed the trajectory of SGA's career. Kawhi Leonard, the Finals MVP, and arguably the best player in the world at the time, wanted to come home to LA to sign with the Clippers, and he wanted to team up with Paul George. Desperate to get Kawhi, the Clippers paid one of the biggest ransoms in NBA history to trade for PG-13.
4 first-round picks, 4 unprotected future first-round picks, a protected future first-round pick, 2 pick swaps, and outstanding rookie point guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Danilo Gallinari for Paul George.
OKC had plans to tank that season in order to capitalize on all those picks. But under the tutelage of Chris Paul, SGA blossomed, and suddenly the Thunder had arguably the best backcourt in the NBA. Shai averaged 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists per game. But what was most impressive is how cold-blooded he was in the clutch, shooting 58% from the field, and he led the entire NBA in clutch steals. He was plus 106 in clutch minutes, which was second in the entire NBA behind teammate Dennis Schroeder. Shai's much-debated jumper had improved so much that he averaged 0.95 points in isolations, and his ability to score one-on-one was impressive when the game was on the line. His first step is unbelievable. It's really hard for anybody to keep him in front of him, and then he blows by you, and then again he slows it all down to sidestep people, or uses athleticism, or make the right play at the end of it. On January 13, 2020, Gilgeous-Alexander recorded his first NBA triple-double with 20 points, 10 assists, and a career-high 20 rebounds in a 117-104 win over the Minnesota Timberwolves, becoming the second player after Russell Westbrook to record a 20-20-10 stat line in the last 30 years, and the youngest ever to do it. And even though OKC lost their first-round series to the Rockets in 7 games, SGA didn't disappoint, averaging 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists in the series. But in the offseason, the Thunder realized that they needed to get younger and start to rebuild, trading Chris Paul, Danilo Gallinari, and Dennis Schroeder to get high picks in the draft. Shai wasn't happy about it, but he went along with the plan of GM Sam Presti, believing in his vision. In his 3rd year, Shai became a clear leader on a super young Thunder team, averaging 23 points, 5 boards, and 6 assists per game, shooting a phenomenal 51% from the field and 42% for 3. However, after just 35 games, he suffered a tear in his foot and was ruled out for the season. This wasn't really a disaster though, because OKC was tanking anyway, and SGA was actually making them win more games than they planned to. And because they won more games, they had to settle with only the 6th pick in the draft, which they used on Josh Giddey. When the 2021-2022 season started, SGA recovered to start the year, but he struggled with minor injuries all season, playing in 56 games and marginally improving his numbers to 24 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. But for the Thunder, it worked out because they got the 2nd pick in the draft.
The Oklahoma City Thunder select Chet Holmgren from Gonzaga University.
And they also took Jalen Williams with the 12th pick. And even though Holmgren got hurt before the season started and had to miss the whole year, the improvement from SGA, Giddey, and Lou Dort, and the stellar 2-way play of rookie Jalen Williams showed that the Thunder was on the rise, and that Presti is one of the best general managers in the NBA. While the Clippers were praised when making the deal for prime Paul George, nobody could predict that the player they gave up for him would have a better season than both George and Kawhi Leonard, just 3 years after the trade. But that's exactly exactly what happened. Under coach Mike Daigneault, the Thunder played completely positionless basketball with versatile lineups where everybody could play with the ball in their hands, switch on defense, and keep up a high pace. And SGA is the main motor of the team that embodies all of their concepts. His long arms are a huge weapon on the defensive end, where he's become more active than ever before, which is especially impressive considering the amount of work he does offensively. Shai is a killer in transition and equally dangerous in the half court, using his compact handle to get rid of opponents. And SGA's dribbling skills are an underrated and under-talked about piece of his game. While Kyrie and Steph handle the ball like dancers, and Ja Morant and De'Aaron Fox push the ball faster than anybody, Shai handles the rock like a metronome, precise, smooth, and always under control. His incredible ball control, especially while dribbling from behind, is one of the main reasons why Shai only committed 2.8 turnovers per game, despite having the 7th highest usage rate in the entire league. His handle allows him to be a brutally good scorer.
See, most players, Michael, when they come up on Murray, they don't have that extra move.
Hey, AT&T just gave me their best deal on the new Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. I'm telling everyone.
Barber, dentist.
I got a hardware guy. We're going to add him.
Get the new Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra on us with eligible trade-in. Any condition. Most expensive plan not required.
The Borg found new ground to assimilate.
And in the 2023 season, Shai transformed into a player who can get buckets from anywhere inside the three-point line. He puts tremendous pressure on defenses that often have to modify help assignments to cover his driving lanes and double him, which only made him grow as a playmaker. While his assist numbers didn't increase from the previous season, there was no doubt that he was playing smarter and putting his teammates in favorable positions. SGA averaged 31.4 points per game, shooting 51% from the field and 90% from the free throw line. For the first time in his career, he was in the top 10 in the NBA in points in the paint, averaging 15 per game, ranking first among guards. Defenses were helpless trying to stop him from penetrating. But where he made the most progress was knowing when to attack and when to use his deadly mid-range or force fouls. His bag of tricks contains many changes of direction, Euro steps, and shot feints, which has become his specialty. His shot fake is so convincing because it's difficult to tell the difference between an authentic shot and its simulation. In both cases, Shai throws his head back and is in the same position as when he shoots. And because he knows how to force contact, SGA often forces fouls and gets to the free throw line, where he led the NBA in made free throws. And while most modern guards shoot plenty of threes, SGA plays like a 90's guard, taking only 3.6 threes per game and dominating with dribble penetration, transition points, and half-court pick and roll, something that he practiced with Dwayne Washington.
I was going to say he picked that up from Chris Paul.
Since he was 13. Players that can raise the level of their game in this way are a rare breed. The jump from 24.5 to 31.4 points without an increase in three-point volume is reserved for a golden group of individuals, and he finished second in most improved player voting. And when you add in his excellent defense, 1.7 steals and a block per game, on top of his elite offense, it's no wonder that he finally made the All-Star team, first team All-NBA, and finished 5th in the MVP voting. However, just like his mother always insisted, Shai stayed humble and kept working, improving even more in the 2024 season. With the return of Chet Holmgren and further development from Jalen Williams, Giddey, and other young OKC players, the Thunder had finally arrived on the big scene. They won 57 games, their best result in 10 years, and clinched the #1 seed in the West.
They are the #1 seed out of the Western Conference. These dudes are something to behold and to be reckoned with.
What was most impressive for such a young team was their defensive versatility, as they ranked first in the league in steals and blocks. But even the most outstanding defensive teams can't win games on defense alone, and you always need a player who can take the ball, find the desired mismatch, and score when no one else can buy a basket. And Oklahoma has that in Gilgeous-Alexander. SGA scored 30 or more points in 51 games out of 75 he played in the 2024 season. SGA led the league in steals and free throws made and was top 5 in nearly all advanced metrics. Shai finished 3rd in Clutch Player of the Year voting, was 7th in the Defensive Player of the Year, was unanimous first-team All-NBA, and finished 2nd in the MVP voting, behind Nikola Jokic. But most importantly, the Thunder won their first playoff series since 2016, as Shai led OKC past the Pelicans in the first round. And even though the Thunder lost to the Mavericks in the second round, it wasn't because of SGA, who was by far the best player in the series. Shai averaged 32, 8, and 7, with 1.2 steals and 2.3 blocks per game, shooting over 50% from the field and 55% from deep. With the further development of Chet Holmgren and Jalen Williams, the gazillion draft picks they have left, and their more than $30 million in salary cap space, the Thunder have the brightest future in the NBA and will be super dangerous in years to come. But OKC's rapid rise is largely thanks to the play of one man, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And though he missed out on winning MVP this year, he's a pretty safe bet to get.
Spectrum is helping build America. With 100% U.S.
Let's get back to it. Might as well. Wow. Cloud never came. Wow. Sit down and shut up, Cloud. Oh, they used to have names. I didn't know that. I think you've lit my fuse. Because of that pizza that people underneath are sucking. Pizza. Just a train man. .504, that's very specific. Scared me, I didn't know there's enemies here. I'm not letting you go tonight. Wow. Just somewhere we can be able to be alone. Wow. What the hell do you want? I don't think he's supposed to look like that. That was pretty nice. The name's Clow. Bolt. You clown. Are you going to say anything to Clow? Damn. Garrett's spending all his kid's school money. Good morning, Clow. Hey, we got Marlene making mixed drinks over here. What the hell? Oh, Jesus. Shit, what's this? I don't get it. Clow, a message from the weapon shop. Yeah, keep serving alcoholic beverages, Marlene. We'll be back. We're just gonna leave you solo dolo. You'll be alright. Gotta go to the weapon shop. Oh yeah, I gotta equip that on Dorito. Red triangles mark the exits. Green triangles mark ladders. Oh, Jesus. Fabled safe point. Damn. All right, I think that's it for me. You got decently far. I might be back tomorrow night or potentially tomorrow sometime during the day. But yeah, you guys all have a good night and see you later.